Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Flex here. And in today's video, as promised, we're going to be talking about carb cycling. Now, what exactly is carb cycling? Well, as I told you before, when you're doing your macros, you're going to be taking your body weight times 1.5 to start off, or going down or up with that number by 0.25 in increments with your current body weight. Never keep that number the same as what you originally started as with your body weight, because you're either going to go up for bulking or you're going to go down for cutting. Okay, so your body weight's always changing, so your macros are always going to be changing. It would be nice if we could just leave it as a plug and play, but it really is simple to get our macros set. So with a carb cycle, you would take your body weight to start, let's just use as an example, 1.5 times your current body weight, and that would be your carbs. Okay, and then the next day you might drop that number by 0.25 down to 1.25 times your body weight, and the following day, so forth and so on, you'd be down to 1.00 times your body weight, then 0.75 times your body weight, or whatever which way you want to work with that. Now, to utilize this most effectively, what I have done before in the past is you want to keep your carbs heavier on the days that you're going to be doing all your compound movements, your barbell bench press, your barbell curls, your barbell shoulder presses, military presses, squats, things like that. Okay, the heavier the movements, the more carbs you want to have. And on your other days where you're doing more isometric movements using cables, using machines and body weight exercises, you would like to keep your carbs in a lower area because your body isn't going to need them. So what this effectively does is keeps your body in a constant state of, hey, what is going on here? And what happens is your body will start to burn more fat. It'll use the carbs for the heavier days, and on the lighter days you will burn more fat, and effectively shred more and more and more. Now, I have had a little bit of success with this. It didn't personally work for me, going back and forth, and it might not for you either. Like I said, everybody's body is different. Everybody responds to stuff differently. So if you're going to try it out, keep that in mind. Try it out for a couple weeks, see if it works best for you and your lifestyle and your training. Now, when I would do it, I would cycle back and forth with the days. So I would never just continuously just drop down and then come back up. I would, randomize it as much as possible. So I might be 1.5 times my body weight one day and the next day down to 0.25 and vice versa, back and forth. And that allows you to constantly keep your body in a guessing game, which is what you want to do. Now, you can get really good results with this, and this is something that you can effectively maintain a lot more while you're doing it. You can go for a longer duration and period because you are constantly changing it. Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this in my experience if you are cutting and you want to really, really shred. This is more for, in the between phases between a cut and a bulk, and you can sit there and utilize it a little more effectively. You can do this a little bit more with a bulk than you can a cut, because when you're doing it, you can raise the carbs really high one day and drop them down a little bit and, work back and forth with that. So in a nutshell, that's what carb cycling is. You are cycling how you intake your carbs on one day versus the next, and so forth and so on. And you can repeatedly do this. And once you dial it in, which you of course have to do, you will find an effective spot for your goals and your lifestyle where you can use it to get what you want to get out of it. So if you're trying to maintain or just increase or decrease a little bit here and there, it is an effective way to do that. Now, of course, for me specifically, I didn't personally like it. And the reason why I didn't personally like it is I was tired of feeling lethargic one day, even though I really pressed myself in the gym to my max, and then the next day feeling like I was starving and hungry. And even though my body eventually got acclimated to that style of eating and way of eating, it just wasn't for me. And as I said before, I've tried intermittent fasting as well for a good duration. I think it was about 8 months. And then that's when I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to what works for me best, is having small meals more often throughout the day. That just worked for me in my lifestyle. I can't really sit down and just eat a huge meal because then I feel lethargic and weighed down and I don't want to do anything. So this worked better for me. Now, the other subject I want to talk about today is water weight. A lot of people out there say, how much water should you drink? And the misinformation here, or the accurate information there, for me, I have always drank a gallon of water a day. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. I do carry it around. I'm one of those guys that carries around a jug of water in the gym, and I don't really care what anybody thinks. That's me. That's what I do. I'm not going to make 5 million trips to the water fountain when I can just carry it with me. I'm not tying up a machine by keeping my jug there or anything like that, but it works for me. I get really thirsty when I'm working out, and I just keep the fluids flowing. Okay, so you count all of that, anything. If you have coffee, you use water. I use water for my protein shake. That counts as water for your daily intake. Even though you're mixing it and it's not just straight water, anytime you have a drink that is based off of water or water is used, I mean, try to keep it clean as much as possible. As I said before, protein shakes with water, black coffee with nothing in it, water, and just regular water throughout the day. Now, you can utilize little things, which I'm not going to go into too much detail, the little Mio packs, the little Crystal Light packs, and different things to get some flavor if water is just too bland for you. It's never been a problem for me. It doesn't bother me. I love water. I mean, your body's made of water, and it does help you really retain mass and get your body flowing and your muscles good and saturated. You will have less muscle cramping and stomach cramping, and yes, you will have a little bit of bloat. Now, you will be going to the bathroom nonstop. Some days I go to the bathroom 20 times a day, and it's annoying. You'll wake up in the middle of the night and you'll have to pee. And guess what? It's life. It's part of the lifestyle. So yes, I do drink a gallon of water a day. I recommend at least a gallon of water a day. I mean, if you're cutting or bulking and you need a little bit more, then obviously for your personal goals, you got to do what you got to do. Some days I will drink 1.5 gallons of water. It depends on how thirsty I am. If I'm doing a lot of cardio or if I'm at the gym and it's really hot, I'm going to drink more. But I never let it bother me. Some people sit there and say, oh, it's so easy to drink this or eat this, but it's so hard to eat this and drink that. Well, it's not that hard to drink water. When you're looking at it as a chore, it becomes harder. If you're going to sit there and say, man, I have to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, that seems like it's going to take forever. That's just so much. I can't do it. Well, don't look at it as you got to drink all 10 right now. Okay, that's obviously going to make you feel like it's a chore and it's too hard to do. Drink it throughout the day. First thing in the morning, cup of water. Start your metabolism, your body up. It's good for you. Okay, every meal, a glass of water. Protein shake, add water to it. 1 or 2 cups. Coffee, you drink 1 or 2 cups. Maybe 3 or 4 throughout the whole day. There's 4 more cups, and before you know it, you're at your goal. You're in the gym, you're easily going to drink 2 to 3, maybe more cups of water. Okay, so it's not that hard to get it in. All right. Now, to deal with the bloating, I mean, it comes naturally. It's going to increase your water weight a little bit, but the more that you're doing cardio, the more that you're eating lean and keeping your nutrition in check, the less water weight and bloat you will have. And it does take time, as everything else does. It's not an instant fix. This isn't steroids. This isn't SARMs. This is doing it the right way, the proper way, without hurting yourself by taking these supplements, if you will. And yes, they do work. They can get results. And I'm not knocking those people that do take steroids, because yes, you can't just take steroids and sit on your butt on the couch and get results. No, you have to get in the gym and diet and eat and do everything else. Yes, that can make them work out longer, and that makes it sort of cheating. And yes, there are other benefits and side effects, but in the risk and long-term things, it's not worth it. Okay, so we're talking about just doing it clean, doing it right. Okay, so if you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, please drop them in a comment below. Your next question or idea or concern could be my next video. If you're not a subscriber and you like what you're hearing and seeing, please consider subscribing. I'll be posting videos all day, every day. If you guys have any other thing else, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay strong, Fit Fam, and I will see you in the next video.